Hello guys, my name is Destination D, and what I'm doing here now is actually for a long time already I wanted to make a video or a series of videos on the Summoners War Sky Arena game. God, I love this game, and I wanted to share my experience with you because it might help you become better players or enjoy the game even more. I have a little bit of experience playing this game, so I think my videos might help you get involved in the game better. So what I'm going to start with is that, as you can see, for now I'm keeping things pretty low tech. So basically this is my setup, this is my camera, it's actually my phone that I'm playing on. This mirror helps me see what you guys see on the screen so that we always are in focus and you can see me pretty well. So what else is here? Here's my light, like a studio. Here's my laptop and here is my tablet PC on which I will try to show you some real-time footage while I'm speaking. Fun fact number one. So far, Android platform won't let you make a screencast using any kind of software. I mean, applications, something you can download and use. That's a bummer, you know. Team Preach represent. Uh, I don't know the reason for that. I do not know. So what I have to do is I have to unlock the developer's mode on my tablet, then connect it to my PC, and then use some series of badass ADB commands in order to record a screencast. And what makes it more fun? Fun fact number two. The length of one video file is 180 seconds. It's 3 minutes. 3 minutes for one file. I don't know what Android developers were thinking when they actually thought that this will be a good idea. I don't think it is. I don't think it is, but I don't want to root my tablet, so I have to do it this way. I hope that the connection with my computer won't be broken, and I hope that my batch commands will work okay. So as for now, the tablet PC is recording video files one by one without any problems. I hope we'll have enough time. It's loaded for like half an hour. I don't think I'm gonna be blabbering longer. And actually, this is my wine because I have my main job and I gotta relax after that. So now I'm starting the game, and I want you to meet my main team. This is the theme of today's video, my team. You gotta excuse me for my tablet PC, it's Nexus 7, the first edition. It's pretty slow and it has a hard time running the game and recording the videos at 32 Mbps quality at the same time, so it might stagger a bit. So here's my team. It actually is positioned on my defense. These are these bad boys. I call them simply Death, Ninja, Golem, and Werewolf, sometimes Wolf. So, now I'm gonna tell you their little stories. How I obtained them, how I chose them to be my go-to monsters, and what skills do they possess, and why I think they are very, very good. So I'm going to my monsters. And here you go. My first representative monster, you can see. By the way, have you noticed this little gear icon? It helps you set your rep monster. So now my rep monster is set to this one. This is Hiba. This is Awakened Green Reaper, Wind Green Reaper. Actually, it's not the first one I got. The first one I got was this one. As many of you, I think all of you got it, one of the starting monsters. It's the Water Green Reaper, and I wanted to awaken him so bad because they look pretty badass and they are awakened, but I couldn't afford the mats for awakening this monster then at the early stages of the game because, well, I couldn't even fight low-level bosses in dungeons. I couldn't even fight like low-level Guardians of Light and Guardians of Water, and I couldn't afford grinding like mid essences of water. So I wanted to do this very badly, but then I got my Hiva. I bought a summoner's pack and I managed to summon it. By the way, as for now, I never spent a penny in the game. All the crystals I obtained came to me via gameplay means. I mean, I was doing dailies, I was fighting PvP battles in arena. I have a decent rating, so it gets me like 100 of crystals each week. I participated in Comtoss events that granted crystals. I like got them from mobs, and sometimes I got lucky in the Temple of Wishes. Like a couple of times, I managed to get a good bunch of crystals from that. And I managed to purchase like 2 or 3 maybe summoners packs. It's 225 crystals each. And in one of them I got my Hiva. So why is it so great? Okay, first basics. As you can see, his role is attack. And also you may pay attention to his critical damage. It deals like 131% of damage when it crits. Okay, now why is it great? The skills. The skills are the first one, it's Grim Sky. What's good about this skill? It's when you kill a monster, a low HP monster with the scythe, you automatically get next turn, another turn. So your Hiva may strike again. That's great. That really helps a lot, uh, especially if you have some low HP mob and you kill it, and then you just use some of the other skills you got. And sometimes you have many monsters with low health, and he can kill them like literally one by one. That's great. The next skill is Deadly Swing. Deadly Swing is kind of an AoE, and I'm using MMORPG terminology here. AoE is Area of Effect spell. It means that it deals some damage. Well, it affects all of the monsters in enemy team. So this kind of AoE is good, especially good in secret dungeons, especially in lower levels where one Deadly Swing can like wipe all the group, like 10 monsters at a time. At first and second stage of the secret dungeon, it can like literally wipe them, especially in combination with other monsters' attacks. What else is good about this attack? It's the fact that it always lands critical hit when the enemy is lower than 30% HP. This is great. This helps you deal critical hits even to monsters that are not in the right element for Hiva. As you know, there is a cycle of elements going on, like the water monsters damage fire monsters real bad, fire monsters damage wind monsters real bad, wind monsters damage water monsters real bad. So this is the cycle. And even if Hiva attacks like a fire monster and it has like lower than 30% of its HP, Hiva still lands a critical hit. It might not hit as hard as it could hit like a water monster or a wind monster, but still it's great. The last skill that I want to tell you about is Death Penalty. Death Penalty is a great thing. Actually, it deals hell lots of damage, and it deals more damage if the monster already lost like a good amount of its HP. If you have like a 60% HP monster and you attack it with Death Penalty, it can do like 10k damage easily. It usually is really a death penalty. It usually kills anyone. That's great about this spell. So if you kill one monster with like Grim Scythe and then you attack the next one with death penalty. You can do 2 at one hit, 2 at one turn, basically. Well, the leader ability of Hiva is kind of okay, but it affects only winged monsters, so there are better abilities. There are abilities that are limited to dungeons, there are abilities that are limited to arenas, but still they are better because they affect all the monsters. This one is okay, I don't think it's the greatest one. The drawback of Hiva is that it's kind of rare, so you're gonna have a hard time leveling up his skills. As you can see, my skills are all first level because I don't want to waste my Water Green Reaper. I don't know what I'm gonna use it for, maybe for evolving some other monster, but still didn't I didn't wanna sacrifice him for upgrading Hiva skills. I think I'm gonna go with this like first level skills for a long time. What it takes to awaken, I don't know because it's already awakened. And runes, runes that I use. As you can see, he is attack-based monster, and as you could gather from its skills description, it's heavily dependent on critical rate and critical damage. So the go-to runes for him are, of course, blade runes that increase critical rate for like 12%, and the rage runes that increase critical damage for 40%. I think this is like this is a go-to rune setup for this monster. And I tried to ruin him because I didn't get him at the earliest stages of the game. I could ruin him properly from the start. So as you can see, I have like +9 runes, even one +10 rune on him. And well, as you can see, I still have some 3-star runes. I didn't manage to get 4-star runes. Now I am aiming for mainly for 4-star runes for all the monsters, because now I have completed all the scenarios and I can grind mostly all of the runes of like 4 or 5-star quality, mainly of 4 stars because they drop from hell difficulty, and they are not so rare to drop. So I'm aiming for these at the moment. Okay, next one. Next one is my. I'm gonna tell you about my golem. Actually, it's Kugo. It's an awakened golem. I obtained him at the pretty early stages of the game. It was like from when I grinded some ruins. I think it was Kabir ruins, or maybe the previous ruins. Actually, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out. Okay, I got him from not from Kabir. I got him from Mount Sis because sometimes, because the golem monsters are featured here, sometimes it drops. Sometimes golems drop there. So I obtained him from there, and he was not awakened, of course. I awakened him myself. I had the ability, well, I had enough power in my monsters to grind some awakening materials at that stage of the game. So I grinded for awakening materials, and I awakened him right up. He looks badass. He also looks badass. And why I decided to stick with this monster? That's because of his role and his abilities and his basic stats. As you can see, his main role is defense. So he's heavily dependent on defense attribute. Okay, his skills. Well, this one is basic. And the good thing from the start, the good thing about Kugo, as opposed to Hiba, this monster is actually not particularly rare. Well, as you can see, like 8 of them dropped while I was grinding Mount Seas on maybe some dungeons in Kairos dungeons. So there is a good chance to actually level up his skills. As you can see, I have impact of level 3. I have next skill. I shall talk about it a bit later of level 5. And so let's go with the skills. First skill. Well, it's a basic attack, but the good thing about it is that it sometimes stuns enemies, and sometimes it provokes. That's not such a good thing for Kugo because he has some defense, but he has limited defense abilities. So what I'm gonna do, or what I'm gonna say about this is actually it sometimes the additional abilities proc from these attacks, but basically it's just a basic attack. The next one, it's called Lava Blow. This one is great because it deals AoE damage, and not only deals AoE damage right up, it also poisons almost all the time. It poisons every monster in the enemy group for like 3 turns. So then it applies a dot. It's again an MMO RPG term. It's the damage over time effect. So at the start of each turn, the enemy monster loses like 5% of its health, and it's pretty huge amount when you are fighting a boss in Kairos Dungeon, for example. So it applies like 3 of them, and it ticks every boss turn, and it like diminishes its health like by 5%. That's a good deal actually. That really is good. And as I said, it also deals the AoE damage to all the monsters in the group, in the enemy group, right up. And the next ability is it's like, well, I hate such abilities when I'm fighting enemies because I don't. What the hell, actually? Yeah, you are dealing like the good damage and the monster diminishes it like by half. That really is a bummer for me, actually, when I am fighting other bodies. But for Kugo, for my Kugo, it's so okay. I like it when he drops like below half of its health. It starts to absorb like 40% of damage. That's really good. That really is good. About runes, actually, I screwed them up. I screwed them up because I got him at the early stages of the game, and I didn't have guard runes then. I could only buy them. I haven't reached the more desert, actually, and I could grind for good guard runes. I still can't. I still can't complete it on the hell mode because well, I have a hard time. I still have a hard time doing that, but I'm trying. And now I managed to complete some of the scenarios on hell mode, but still I'm stuck with like only four shitty runes, 4 shitty defense runes, and I am still stuck with some energy runes. I don't think he needs them because all of his damage is based on his defense. The more defense he has, the more damage he deals. So I'm gonna go for all 6 guard runes when I can afford that. When I can easily complete Hell mode of Tomorrow Desert. Then I'm gonna get all defense runes for him. Okay, so let's go with Ninja. It's just a ninja. It's not awakened. I want so bad to awaken him, but this is gonna be so hard because requires he requires high essences to awaken him. And actually, I of course I want to do it. Of course I want to do it. I want his basic stats increased. But he has not a great leader skill like he already has one, so I don't think I'm gonna need that. But he might be looking badass when I awaken him. So maybe if I have a chance, I'm gonna do that. So it says it's HP monster, but I don't know why. Actually, I basically don't know why. He has pretty weak defense, and he actually is pretty weak in terms of survivability. But he packs a good punch. Oh my god, he packs a great punch. So his abilities are not even based on HP. I don't know why. I don't know why he is HP based. So, okay, his first ability is a ninja star. He throws like 1 star, and it can poison. It can apply a dot on an enemy. It can poison it, and it deals like pretty badass damage. The next one is a useful one. It's a useful one. It has a utility. This ability really has a utility. At first, it packs a punch. It really packs a punch. It deals a hell lot of damage. And also it decreases enemies attack bar for like 30%. That's good. If you are afraid of that great strike that boss is gonna make next turn, you can delay that moment. You can delay that moment so that some other of your monsters could strike, because maybe it's life or death moment. Maybe that's the finishing punch, either him or you. So that might be useful in this kind of situation. Well, I like this. I actually like this. This is pretty badass. Storm and Gale. It throws 6 stars, and they deal hell lots of damage, and they can apply poison each. This is great. This is great to just watch it when like your Kuga strikes and he applies dots. He applies his dot to the boss, and then your ninja strikes and he applies like 5 of them. 5 of them. Each of them deals like 5% of boss's total health. So like the boss's turn comes and woo, he's like he's deprived of like half of his health. Half of his health is gone instantly. Woo, gone. And you can finish him off. That's a great ability. That really is great. I love it so much. It's single target, but still, because of its dots. Because of its dots, it's a great ability. And the last monster, I love him. I love it so much. I recently got him. I got him awakened. And this actually is the backbone of my party because of its role. His role is HP, and I understand why. I totally understand why his role is HP. So as you can see, he has huge amount of HP. It's like 60k, 16k, and none of my monsters have such huge amount of HP. And that is awesome because of his abilities. Okay, first one, Merciless Claws, it's just a basic attack. The good thing about it is that it applies 2 debuffs. First debuff, it can stun. It can stun a target. It happens not so often, but sometimes it does. And the next very useful thing is it applies unrecoverable ability. It won't let the affected monster be healed. If a healing spell is cast on that such a monster, he's not healed. This cast is wasted. It's just wasted. It's a good thing. It's a good thing, especially on when you deal with healers. When you deal with healers. The next one is like surprise attacks. Well, it actually it's just a double basic attack. Actually, it can stun target, but it doesn't deal lots of damage. Well, this monster doesn't deal much damage. He really doesn't. His greatest ability is the next one, this Wild Recovery. Each turn, the monster recovers 10% of its health. And as you can imagine, the more health he has, the more he recovers each turn, at the start of each turn. So he has the greatest survivability ever. I like posing him against like the party of water monsters that deal heavy damage to fire, by the way. So I'm going to arena where there are many water monsters in enemy's party, or I'm going to some scenario or in some dungeon where there are many water monsters, and the AI, like he sees that monster and he thinks, huh, a fire monster. I'm gonna concentrate my fire on him, and we're gonna down him pretty quick. That's like a rookie AI mistake, because while all the monsters, and the rest of my party is wind, of course, while all the water monsters are trying to down him, and they have, well, no luck whatsoever doing it, because he restores great amount of HP each turn. Other monsters are just, well, they actually are ripping the enemy party apart. I like it. I like fighting AI, actually. Well, we don't fight anyone except AI in this game, anyway. So I like doing that. And the next, like, curious moment, actually, there are two scenarios where I got to stalemate. It's like the first level of Tamar Desert and maybe some other, and some levels of Hideni Ruins where there are hulls that heal each other, that heal themselves for pretty great amount of HP. And in Tamar Desert, there is that lizard that regenerates. In both cases, the unrecoverable ability of my werewolf doesn't work because they, the, their heals are debuff dispel based. They are dispelling a debuff and thus heal themselves. So they are basically dispelling my debuff and heal for a great amount of HP. So I stumbled upon stalemates there. They could fight each other for like dozen of minutes and no one won. No one won whatsoever. No one could win this fight, so I had to stop that. I had to manually choose the defeat in this battle because it could go for like hours, I think, and no one would win. Sometimes he stuns his target, but it doesn't happen very often, and they still have the chance to kill themselves like to full health. And he doesn't die either because of his regeneration. He won't die. They can fight themselves for ages. That's just hopeless. But I love this monster. Oh, I love him so much. I love him. If you have a chance to obtain this one, do that. Do that now. Do that, no matter what. Okay, now we're going to like the bench, to this team 2. Team 2 basically. Okay, I love this one. I love the looks of him. I love the looks of him. I love his attacks. The animation of those attacks is just gorgeous. Especially this one, especially spinning smash. It spins it small, and it strikes. It's AoE. It's an AoE skill. It strikes like everyone in the enemy party, and it looks awesome. It looks very, very good. And this one is defense based. That's because I ruined him properly. Well, not that very properly, but I actually, these energy runes, they are increasing defense, as you can see. But I think I'm gonna replace them again later. Later in the game, you can see he still has pretty shitty runes. That's because I haven't completed Tomorrow Desert and Hell mode yet. I will do that. I'm gonna replace all these runes. Okay, this skill, like, it stuns, it deals AoE damage, and this one is a passive ability that slows down all of the enemies. It slows down all of the enemies that are attacking this armor. Actually, it's living armor basically, but I awakened it myself. I love this monster actually. I love this. Oh, it looks so gorgeous, and it's pretty good against fire monsters, and it has some survivability. It packs like decent damage, so I love him. Well, the next one, I found him in a dungeon, I think in Tamar Desert, by the way, and I awakened him myself. Well, I was hoping for more. I expected more of it, but I needed a high-level wind monster at that moment, and so I got this one. Well, his abilities are, and it's pretty easy to level up his skills because griffins drop pretty often. Well, he has some basic attacks, like this one is just attack, and this one is diminishing enemy's defense. This one, oh, he loves this attack, and AI loves this attack so much. This thing is just, it's not an attack, it's a spell. It's increasing attack bars of all the allies for like 30%, something like that. When there are 5 griffins in the enemy party, they keep increasing each other attack bars for like ages. Oh god, when it shows its spinning animation, like he increases the attack bar of all of his allies. Got it. When you're putting battles on autoplay, it takes ages for all of them to cast this thing. I hate it. I hate it, but then they are attacking you and they do that pretty often because of this. I like the looks of it, but I don't like this greenish hue. Actually, I was hoping for more decent looks, but still, sometimes I use him. Okay, this one. I obtained this monster not so long ago, and it helps me fight wind monsters. It helps me complete dungeons where you need like many uh, you need huge damage, huge AoE damage, because this is a single target spell, this hits two targets or maybe one target twice, and this is AoE. This packs a punch. This actually packs a punch. And it's good in secret dungeons where there are many low-level monsters, and it's good against wind. So I like this monster for AoE. I like my nickel for AoE too. It's also pretty good in secret dungeons on lower levels, of course, like before the fifth stage. They're pretty good. And the Cayenne. Sometimes he helps. Sometimes he helps a lot. As you can see, well, the Vagabond is quite a common monster, so as you can see, all of his abilities are almost maxed out. And the thing is, his role is defense, but he doesn't have much HP and he doesn't have much actually defense whatsoever. And his attack is based on HP, so I have to leave two energy runes, so that he could deal, well, at least some damage. Well, his attacks are mostly skill-based. These are mostly debuff. One of his attacks decreases target's defense, and one of his attacks decreases target's attack power. So that's pretty good actually. This one is a bummer. He doesn't have enough health. He doesn't have huge defense, but still he provokes. He provokes the whole enemy group, and he cannot stand this punch. He cannot stand the damage they are dealing to him. That's a bummer. And this one is a useful aura, let's say. It's a useful leader skill. It increases the HP of all monsters in dungeons like for 18%. That's not a huge amount. There are monsters that do more, but still it's some help. It helps. It helps sometimes. Okay, basically this is my main team and this is my bench. This is my team too. Actually, that's it. That's actually it. You can see who is placed in my defense, and these are these monsters, and I'm gonna stick to them for the time being, I guess. I don't think what I'm gonna get in my next Summoners pack, because I already have 181 crystal, and I think I'm gonna get more tomorrow and maybe today. So we shall see. We shall see. I am looking for Rena. Rena is an awakened something, some water monster. Actually, I once fought one Rena in arena. Yes, Rena in arena. That there was one monster, like 5-star or maybe 6-star in that bloke's team. I thought, oh, easy target. I'm gonna down her pretty easily. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. The whole of my party, including Garage, couldn't down her because she has vampiric skills that heal her as she attacks you. She has passive mana shield. When you attack her, mana shield bounces around her, so you cannot deal any damage to her whatsoever, and she has a healing spell. That was a disaster. That was a huge disaster. I never fight parties featuring Rena ever again. Before I become like the overpowered, I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. I don't advise that to you, but look for her. Look for her. Try to find her. Try to grind her. Try to summon her, and stick to her. Like power up her, evolve her. Well, this is a go-to monster for arena. This is the best healer ever. The best healer I've ever seen in my not so long game life. So okay guys, I think that's it. Now I'm gonna do something about these 14 pieces of video I have just recorded. I'm gonna grab them from my tablet PC. I'm gonna do some video editing and I'm gonna put it on YouTube. So I advise that you stay tuned because I have many topics to cover. I actually have some file in my Google Docs where there are some topics I would like to cover in the future. I wanted to start from the different one. I wanted to start with proper runing, but I messed it up because, well, I was sick and I couldn't speak. I'm not even sure I'm good now. I'm not sure I'm good. I don't think so. I think so, but I'm trying my best. So I wanted to cover the runes topic. Maybe I'm gonna do this next. For now, you can see these are the themes I want to cover. Here's my Google Docs file. So there are many topics. Many topics I would like to cover. This is a little help for me. So you may actually wanna stay tuned. I hope so. I hope you are gonna stay tuned, and I'm gonna update my channel. Well, I hope anytime soon. I hope sometime soon. And of course, you gotta pardon my English because it's not my native language. Actually, I'm Russian. So, well, thank you guys. Thank you for watching this video, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye.